All right. So let's begin. Let's start with sitting up straight. Hands on your knees, back straight. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes, and start to inhale and exhale. Long inhalations and long exhalations. Gently bring your hands together, start rubbing them together, and place them on your closed eyelids. Rub your hands across your face, and with a few blinks, open your eyes. Let's start with neck rotations. Inhale as your head goes back, and exhale as it comes forward. Let's go in the other direction. Inhale as your head goes back, and exhale as it comes forward. Now inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Once again, inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Come to the center and let's look from side to side. And once again, come to the center and ear to shoulder. Good. Stop the practice. Now, interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up and slightly back. And then release the arms, right hand on left knee and twist back. Chest open, shoulders pushed back, twist. Good. And then come back, interlock your fingers together, extend the arms up and back, and then release the arms, left hand on right knee and twist. And come back. Now place your hands flat on the floor in front of you, walk forward. Place your forehead, nose, or chin on the floor. Now slowly walk your hands back. Place the hands on either side of the right knee and then walk forward. And slowly walk your hands back. And place both hands on either side of the left knee and walk forward. And walk back. Now place the right hand on the floor next to you. Reach out with the other hand, look up. Then come back and then the same thing on the other side. Reach out with the other hand and look up. And come back. Now extend both legs wide apart. Yeah, push the heels out, toes up. Place your hands on the floor and walk out only as much as you can. So try not to bend the lower back. Yeah, so the focus is on pushing the groin down, and that extends the hips slightly, like the inner groin. You'll feel a stretch there. But do not focus on coming a lot forward, unless you can very easily do that. Push the heels out, Nisha, toes up. Good. Now, take your hands back. Now, turn towards the right and then walk your hands forward on the right side. And then come back and then the same thing on the left side. So, walk the hands forward. Good. And then walk back. Now, bend your left leg at the knee. Take the left hand up and out to the side. Yeah. And then come back, right hand on the left knee and twist. and come back. Now left leg out, right leg in. Take the right hand up and then out to the side. And come back. Now left hand on the right knee and twist. And come back. Now come on all fours, hands on the floor and knees on the floor. Let's start with the tiger breathing. So you're going to inhale, push your belly button to the floor, look up. Exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Once again, inhale, look up. And exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Now come back to your base position. Now stay there. Bring your feet slightly closer together so that there's just like 1 inch distance between them. And extend the right leg straight back. So up above the floor but straight back. Heel and ankle and hip should be in one line. Roll that thigh in. There's a tendency to lift that hip up. Don't let the hip lift up. Roll that right hip down. Bring the leg down. Now left leg back. So you're just working with the hip joint here, not really with anything else. You want the hip to remain squared in this posture. Bring the leg down. So it's not even about the right leg, take the right leg up. It's not about how far up you can lift the leg, but how much can you keep the hip squared as that leg goes up. Now bring the leg down, left leg up. You're also warming up the hip joint and bring the leg down. Now bring the right knee in to touch the nose. So curve the back. This is also curving the back. Right knee comes in to touch the nose. And then right leg goes back. Again, square the hip. Keep the hip squared. Do not lift the leg up too high. Now once again, curve the back, bring the knee in. And then extend the leg back. Toes facing down. Now once again, the knee comes in to touch the nose. And take the leg back. Good. And bring the leg down. Now, left knee comes in to touch the nose. Curve the back. Feel the back curving when you do this. And then extend the leg back until it's parallel to the floor. And then once again, bring the knee in to touch the nose. And extend it out until it's parallel to the floor, hips are squared. One last time, bring the knee in to touch the nose and extend the leg out parallel to the floor and bring the leg down. Good. Now start your wrist stretches. So turn the hands around until they face you and then back. So several times. Good. Now stop with both hands facing you. Start to rock back and forth. And side to side. Good. Stop the practice. Bring your hands back to their original positions. Place the toes on the floor. Lift your knees up. Keep the knees bent. First, get your back extended. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the shoulder blades away from each other. And then slowly straighten one leg, then the other leg. Yeah, keep it a slow movement. Be very aware of, where is the stretch, the difference between both sides. And then straighten both legs. Keep rolling the thighs in and pushing the tailbone back. So the glutes also pull away from each other. So you create space in the lower back when you do that. When you roll the thighs in, it impacts the hamstrings. It also impacts your glutes. It draws the glutes away from each other, relieving the strain on the lower back. Now inhale, bring the right leg forward on the outside of the right hand, left knee on the floor. Look over your right shoulder at your left ankle. Again, go back to your downward dog. Bring the left leg forward on the outside of the left hand, right knee on the floor. Look over your left shoulder at your right ankle. And come back. Now take the right leg back. Now left leg forward, right leg forward in between both hands. Back knee on the floor, push the hip down, rock from side to side. Sometimes when you push the hip down, there's a tightening of the groin. Okay, so we have to be very conscious that that happens. You cannot avoid it. The only way to avoid it is to consciously relax the groin when you push the groin down. But that's a little, it requires a little awareness when you do that. Now, push your heel into the floor and extend the leg back. Come forward and extend the leg back. Once again, come forward and extend back. Good. Good. And then come forward again and take the right leg back, left leg forward. Right knee on the floor. Push the hips down. Again, try to relax the groin. Consciously relax the groin. Rock from side to side. And then push the heel into the floor as you extend the leg back. And then come forward and extend the leg back. Come forward and finally extend the leg back. And come forward again. Now bring the other leg forward and stay here. Here, tighten the thighs, roll the hamstrings in, out, away from each other. So roll the thighs in. When you roll the thighs in, then the hamstrings will also roll, right? They'll also roll. So you get a feel for what that feels like. Get a sense of what that feels like. It also pulls the glutes apart. Again, it creates space in the lower back, which is why it's important to keep the thighs rolled in, so that the strain in the lower back is reduced. Now slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll yourself up to a standing position. Good. Alright, we're going to start with Surya Namaskars, regular Surya Namaskars, before we do the Surya Namaskar B. Now, hands in the Namaskar Mudra. And let's begin. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward. Right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, right leg back, left leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana, right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward, left leg back, right leg back, knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. 2 more. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward. Right leg back, left leg back. Knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward. Left leg back, right leg back. Knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Last one. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward. Right leg back, left leg back. Knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, bend forward. Left leg back, right leg back. Knees, chest, chin down. Bhujangasana, Parvatasana. Left leg forward, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up and back. Okay, now stand with your feet about hip width distance apart. Hold your elbows and allow the body to just sink down. Hold the elbows. Here also relax the hips. Relax the groin. Stay. Allow the head to drop down. Allow the hands and arms to drop down. Stay there. Okay, slowly come up. We'll just bend back a little bit. Interlock your fingers together. Feet are still hip width apart. Interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up and then slightly push the arms back. Slightly. It's not a very big and very intense back bend, okay? Just slightly to counteract the forward bend. Tighten the thighs and lengthen the upper body. Good. Okay, release. Now Surya Namaskar B. We'll only do 3 of them. So come back to your base position, front of your mat. Hands in the Namaskar Mudra. And let's begin. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Bend your knees, Utgatasana. Exhale, bend forward. Straighten the legs. Look forward and now step or jump back into your Chaturanga. Lower yourself down closer to the floor. Lift up into your upward facing dog. Then go back into your downward facing dog. Stay here. Again, draw the glutes away from each other. Right thigh goes to the right, left thigh goes to the left. That's one way to relax in your downward dog. Now bring the right leg forward in between both hands and come into your warrior 1. Scoop the abdomen away from your front leg. Scoop it away. Don't allow the abdomen to rest and like sort of fall forward. Good. Now the hands down. Take the leg back. Come closer to the floor and then push yourself up into upward facing dog. Then go back into your downward facing dog. Now bring the left leg forward. Lift the arms up. Again, scoop the abdomen away from the left thigh. Now hands down, leg back. Come into your Chaturanga and then push yourself away into upward facing dog. Then downward facing dog. Stay here. Till now we do the thighs in. We tighten the thighs, we roll them in. You tighten the quads, you roll them in. Now I'm saying open the groin. Pull the glutes away from each other. Good. Now look forward, step or jump forward into your Uttanasana. Bend your knees, come into your Utgatasana. And inhale, stand up, hands down. Second one. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, Utgatasana. Exhale, bend forward, straighten your legs, look forward, and step or jump back into your Chaturanga. Yes, lower yourself down. Lift yourself up into upward facing dog. Good, Rennie. Go back into your downward facing dog. Stay here. Again, this is your chance to open the hip. Widen the lower back. Open the hip. Extend your shins, like widen all the muscles in the back of your body. Now, right leg forward, warrior one. Keep your upper body straight like a warrior. Keep your abdomen engaged. Now, bring the hands down. Right leg back, sink down into chaturanga, lift up into your upward facing dog. Go back into your downward facing dog. Again, come in, stay here. This posture comes after your upward facing dog, which is a bend for the back. It's a back bend. So after that back bend, they want you to relax your back, your lower back. So that's why you take your awareness to your hip and you widen the hip. Now bring your left leg forward in between both hands. Take the hands up and stay there. Lift up, like reach up with the hands, reach forward with the left knee, reach back with the right leg. Good, hands down. Nisha, that looks really good. Okay, and come back. Now come down into chaturanga, lift up into your upward facing dog. Good, then go into your downward facing dog. Good. Now again, work on opening the glutes. Pushing the glutes away from each other. Draw the shoulders away from each other. Widen the shoulders, widen the shoulder blades. Good. Now look forward and step or jump forward into your Uttanasana. Good. Bend your knees and extend the arms up for Utgatasana. Hands up and hands down. Good. Now the last one. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Utgatasana. Utgatasana. Yes. Hands down. Place your hands on the floor. Straighten the legs. Look forward and step or jump back into your chaturanga. Lower yourself down. And then upward facing dog. Push yourself up into upward facing dog. Yes. Downward facing dog. Stay. Widen. At this point, you've been told that, okay, the shoulder blades are supposed to draw away from each other. Shoulders are supposed to draw away from each other. That's like opening and widening the back. Now we're saying that you widen the glutes away from each other. So imagine, it is basically in downward dog, the entire back of the body. From the shoulders all the way to the heels, we are asking you to expand the back of the body, to extend it, expand it. Now, right leg forward, hands up. Yes, lift the hands up. Yes. At no point should your body feel constricted by anything. Good. Hands down, take the leg back, chaturanga. Lift up into your upward dog. Yes. And then downward facing dog. Yes. And then left leg forward, hands up. Sink down. Yes. Yes. Remember what we did about the hips. We said square the hips. That is also to open the back of the thighs, to open the glutes. Now hands down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Yes. Express your hips fully. Pull them away from each other. It is possible. You may think that, oh, I don't know how to do that. How the hell do we do that? But it is possible. Pull your hips apart. It is an internal movement. Imagine what it would be like and do it. Yeah. Reni, that's good. Nisha, that's very good. Satya, that's good. Good, guys. Good. Nidhi, that's very good. Okay, now look forward. Right leg forward, left leg forward, or jump forward. Yeah. And then come up into your Uttanasana, Utgatasana, and hands up and go down. Yeah. Have a sip of water and go into your child's pose. Today, observe how in all the asanas, you're expanding the back. Okay, everything is going to, we're focusing on making the back wider, widening the back. Till now, we've only opened the chest. Now we're opening the back. If you think about your spine, the right side of the spine and the left side of the spine. You're expressing that body fully. Okay, we have not worked on that till now, but we are going to do that today. Satya, you have a question? Everybody go into your downward dog. Okay, sorry, your child's pose, not downward dog, child's pose. Relax. Ritika, knees wider. Okay, yeah. You can, and Ritika, you can bend your elbows. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Relax. Okay, go ahead and come up. Stand with your hips, stand with your legs on the edge of the mat, so that the outer edge of your feet are aligned to the edge of the mat. Now bend forward from the waist, place your fingertips on the floor. Widen the glutes. Widen. Okay. Draw the glutes in. Do the opposite of widening the glutes. How would you draw the glutes in? Make them really small and tight and, you know, like groin tight. How would you do that? Now do that and then release. Do the opposite. Widen. Yeah. It's very much, it requires an engagement of the core also to tighten and then to release. Now, see if you can hold your ankles. Hold your ankles, and if you're not able to reach the ankles, you can hold the shins also, that's fine. Okay? Hold your ankles. Also make sure that the thumbs go back towards the fingers. The thumbs are not in front of the ankle, they're in the back, along with the rest of the fingers. Now, try to bend your elbows and gently pull yourself closer and closer to the floor. Keep it gentle, because if you're too hard with yourself, then the groin will become tight again. And you don't want the groin to be tight. So you're gently pulling yourself to whatever level you can, and then again take your awareness to the groin. And are you keeping the groin relaxed? Are you pulling the glutes away from each other? Make a note of that. Good. And come on. Okay. Now just, we need a small space, like wall space. So, it's just a small strip that we need, not too much. So if you have that, please go to that. If you don't have that, it's fine. You can do the same thing without a wall also. We're going to do three-legged downward dog. So take your, take your mat closer to the wall. Okay. Again, we're going to keep it very gentle. This is usually not a gentle position. You're really trying to stretch your legs, but we are going to try to do it in a very easy manner. Okay? So you're going to come into your downward dog with the heels up on the walls. Hold the outer edge of your mat and heels up on the walls. And you can keep like a wide stance. Like you can, keep the hands significantly away from the feet. You don't have to keep your feet and your hands close to each other. It can be a wide downward dog. Hold the outer edges of your mat. And grip the mat tightly so that you can lift the chest up. So you can lift the hips up. Now that the hips are lifted, relax the groin. Pull the glutes away from each other. Now bring your feet together. Again, focus on opening that hip. Actually visualize that the hips are open. Wide hips. As wide as your torso. Now, take the right leg straight up. And now there's going to be a constriction on the hip. Your glutes are going to get tight and your groin is going to get tight also. So now, relax it. One good way to relax is to roll that right thigh in. Roll it in. You'll feel it. When you lift the leg up, right leg is lifting up. And then you all of a sudden roll that right thigh in, and that changes the position of that right hip also. So, and imagine that the right hip is, someone is pulling the right hip to the right side, forcing the right glute to be pulled out. Right hamstrings are also rolled out. even the heel is tilted out. Good. Bring the leg down. Same thing on the left. So lift the left leg up. So you see, it's not really about stretching the back of the legs today. It is more about opening the glutes, both glute muscles. Now roll your left hip inwards. Extend. Imagine that somebody is pulling the left glute out. Your hamstrings are rolling out. Even the heel might be tilted out. Bring the leg down. Now go into your child's pose there itself. Go into your child's pose. Awareness on the groin. Awareness on the glutes. Is there a lightness there? A lightness around your tailbone. Lightness maybe even around your hip joint. That is what you're looking for. A looseness, a lightness. Stay there. Now you can do this once again. So again, hold your mat. And once again, place your heels first up on the wall. First you're placing the heels up on the wall. Feet are together. And get used to opening that the glutes. Like pushing the left glute out, right glute out. You'll see a change.
One question.
Yeah.
Can you explain the glute, which is the glute muscle and the groin muscle?
Yes, it's coming up next. Yeah, it is coming up. Yeah. So first you do this, and then it's coming. Yeah. Okay. Now, so once again, repeat the same movement. Do it to the best of your understanding and the best of your ability. Now, lift the right leg straight up. Yes. And this time, instead of rolling the heel out and the glute out, roll them in. See what happens to the hip. Yes. You see, you roll the leg in, see what happens to the hip. Roll the leg out, see what happens to the hip. The leg out, the hip rotated out is the right position. See the difference in what happens, like the sensation on that hip, that tightness on the hip when you roll that leg in. The left hip collapses. That's not supposed to happen. But when I pull my right hip out, then the left hip also has enough space to express itself. Now bring the right leg down, left leg up. Yes, and again try the same thing. First you roll that hip in and then you roll it out, like several times, just experimenting like what happens to the hip joint when you roll it in and when you roll the leg out. Yeah, okay, come down. Come down. Now give me a thumbs up if there is a difference when you roll the leg out and when you roll it in. Do you feel a difference in the sensation? Is it different on your hip? Thumbs up? Okay. Yeah, even if you don't feel it, that's fine. But I'm trying to show you the difference between like an open hip. So if you look at if you see the spine, the right side of the body has to go to the right side, left side has to go to the left side. Okay, you have to widen the hip. Most backache happens, and most like inflexibility, like inability to bend forward happens because these muscles don't go out. These muscles come in. Okay, we have a tendency, it's a natural tendency to tighten the groin and everything comes in. There's a tendency to stand like this. There's a tendency to stand like this. Okay, this means that you are, these muscles are coming in. But once I roll these muscles out, then it's possible to keep the, keep the body aligned. Now, to tell you the difference, okay, stand up. Everybody stand up. And you're actually now going to grab the flesh of your glutes and pull them out, okay. So stand with your feet first together for Uttanasana. If you need a block under your hands, you can use a block as well, because it's not really about touching the toes today. So now bend forward. Place just your fingertips on your on the floor or on a block or whatever. Yeah. So the fingertips basically resting on something, because You don't want to worry too much about, not being able to reach or whatever. Okay. Now awareness on the groin, however it feels, whatever it feels. Okay. Now physically, take your right hand, physically grab the right glute and pull it out to the right side. Okay. Now physically take the left glute and pull it out. Relax. Again, pull the glutes out. See the difference. There is a lightness that happens when you grab the muscles and pull them out, away from each other. There is a lightness. You will even be able to bend forward a lot more. When you grab the glutes and pull them out, when those muscles are open, then you're able to bend a lot further down, like a lot more down. Okay? Now, sit down and do this thing on the floor. Okay, first, come into your Paschimottanasana, a very easy Paschimottanasana, not like you're not really going too far forward, you're just like kind of touching. Again, take your awareness on the groin, because this is the same movement. The Uttanasana and Paschimottanasana, it's the same movement. Uttanasana, I'm on my feet. Paschimottanasana, I'm sitting, but I'm still touching my toes. I'm still bending forward, right? Awareness on the glutes and on the groin. And now, with the right hand, pull the flesh of the glutes out. With the left hand, pull out. And now see how open the groin is, how relaxed the lower back is, and how much you're able to come forward. How much easier it is to come forward. Even if it's a marginal difference, that's fine. But there is a difference. Yeah. Is there anyone who does not feel a difference? Okay. Okay, come out. So to explore, so why is this happening? It's basically happening because the bend has to come from the hip. Okay, all bends happen from the hip. So when I say bend from the hip, a lot of people do this. Okay, it's because these muscles are just too tight. But the moment you lengthen these muscles, the moment you pull them out or you pull them up, you're able to go further down. Okay, these muscles are just very hard muscles, and there's a lot of muscle there. Okay. So that's why it happens. That's why when you physically move them away, it opens the muscles and it enables you to go forward. Which is what is supposed to happen everywhere. It is supposed to happen in downward dog. It is supposed to happen in three-legged downward dog. In every single asana, this is the position of your hips. Does that make sense? This is relevant to all asanas, every single asana. Okay? If you want to explore this movement further, in your own time, you could sit on a height. You could sit on a bolster and do the same thing. You will feel more openness. You'll be able to go further. You'll be able to go further ahead because a bolster physically keeps these muscles open. The bolster pulls. With the friction, the bolster doesn't allow these muscles to stay tight. It pulls as you bend forward. Alright? Does that make sense? I mean, in your own time, you try that. Okay? Now, stand up. Stand up again. And now you're going to explore this movement in other postures also. So, we've done it in Uttanasana. Now, in Parshva Uttanasana. If you guys need, whoever needs like a block under the hands, because your hands don't comfortably touch the floor, you can use it. Because today, it's not really about touching the floor. It's more about opening the glutes. Okay, so in Parshva Uttanasana, what you're going to do is you're going to bring the right leg forward, left leg back. Position your legs in such a way that you are able to open the glutes, So, in this posture, come into this posture. Now, imagine if I place my legs like right behind each other. My right leg is in line with the left leg. If I do that, you will feel that your groin is closed. You'll feel that. But the moment you push the right leg a little to the right and the left leg a little to the left, the groin has enough space. Because there's enough space between the feet, the groin and the hip has enough space to open up. Okay, you will feel that. So that is the correct position for your Parshva Uttanasana. If you want, you can grab the left glute and pull it out and see the kind of relaxation that happens on the lower back. and how much longer you become, the lengthening that happens in the upper body when you actually physically open the glutes. You will feel the same thing. Suppose you take the right hand and you hold your hamstrings and you roll those hamstrings like out from the body, sort of like rolling the thighs in, like basically you're rolling that leg inwards. You'll feel that same opening on the glute. But when you hold the glute, you're just directly going to the source. You're going closer to where the tightness is. Okay, now left leg forward, right leg back. Again, the same thing. Both glutes are going away from each other. You can help by using your hands, but that is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take, the glutes are separating, the thighs are rolling in, and that movement contributes to the separating of the glutes. And that might impact your feet, but that is okay. The back heel eventually will come down, but it is important to keep the hips open. Okay, once again, bring the right leg forward, left leg back. Now once again. Okay, so this time let's do the opposite. Okay, this time try to bring the glutes closer, tighten the groin and bring the glutes close to each other. Bring the glutes close to each other. See what happens to the legs. See how far down you can come with the groin tight and the glutes tight. How far down can you come? Can you bend your elbows? Can you come down? Just be aware of that sensation. And then finally relax and then open the glutes. Express the hips fully. You can even use your hands to kind of pull that right glute out, left glute out. And then see how far down are you able to come. And how far down are you able to come with ease. Because you may be able to come the same amount, but you know, is there an ease in the posture? Yeah, okay, good. Come up, left leg forward, right leg back. And the same thing, first draw the groin in, tighten the glutes, draw the glutes in, and then, you know, and then try to come forward and see with this tightness, like a very tight, constrained posture, how far are you able to come? And then come up and then relax. Physically and very consciously relax your body. So grab the glutes open, the other glute open, and then see with proper alignment, you're still rolling the thighs in, you're still expressing the hips fully, and then how far are you able to come with ease? Yeah. Good. Come up. Come up. Now shake the legs out. Okay. Once again, you're going to extend the legs to the outer edges of the mat because we're building up to a position called the KURMASANA, which is the turtle posture. And that requires you to open everything. Okay. Bend forward, hold the ankles. This time, do try to reach down. Do try to reach your ankles. Such in legs wider. Wide legs. Wide. 1 meter wide. Yeah. And now bend forward. Again, relax the glutes. At any point in time, if you want to hold the glutes and pull them out, go ahead and do that. You'll see that you'll be able to go further down. You'll be able to bend your elbows and go further down. Explore. And every time you feel a tightness, you can actually touch where it feels tight and relax it with your touch and come forward. Good. Good. And sit down. Sit down. Okay. Now take the legs forward. And you might have seen people like actually take the glutes out, like pull the flesh away and out. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, and you will feel then a lightness on the tailbone also when you do that. Now come forward, Uttanasana. So you can hold your toes, extend the elbows out, and come as close to your legs as you can. This is safe to do because you've pulled the glutes out, the hips are open, the groin is relaxed, then your abdominal muscles are relaxed. It's safe to come forward, it's safe to bend forward. Stay there. If you need a belt, you can use a belt also. And this also ensures that the forward bend comes from your waist, and it does not only come from your upper body. Like it comes from the waist and not just the shoulder blades. It's not localized just to like a few parts of your body. The forward bend happens on the entire back of the body. So you're trying to open the chest, you're trying to open the legs, the hips, the back of the body. Good. Come up. Take the legs distance of the mat apart. This time hold your ankles. Come forward, hold your ankles. And bring yourself forward. Bring yourself forward. Yeah, so if you can hold your shins, that's also fine. But focus on how relaxed is the groin, how much can I pull my glutes out, do I feel a pain on the waist or on the hip or anywhere else. Ideally there should be no pain because you're bending from the waist, from the hip. Satya, try to come forward more. Come a lot more forward, yeah. Stay. Good. Okay, come up. Now, come into your Agni Stambhasana. So you're going to bend your left leg first and then place the right leg on top of the left. So knee and ankle are in one line. Now, in this position, the glutes are automatically open because the leg is bending out. Okay, so the glutes there is a lot of space for the hip to open up. Now, and which is why this position actually helps you in lower back, like whenever you have a tight lower back, it actually opens up. You'll feel that the glutes also open up. When you come forward, all of you will feel something somewhere, whether it's on the lower back, whether it's on the glutes, on the thighs, somewhere you'll feel it because it's opening, this is designed in such a way that your lower body is opening up. It's being pulled apart. So stay there. It is uncomfortable also, but stay there. If you could all just point out to me where you feel the stretch. Just point it out to me. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm watching. Yeah, okay. Good. And come up and switch legs. So bring the left leg on top, right leg on the bottom, and then again do the same thing. This is a great thing to do like right before bed, anytime during the day. If you've been sitting for a long time, then you can hold this posture for like 3 minutes and it really opens up everything. It's a great posture. Okay, come up. Okay, so this posture is also called the double pigeon. Okay, because in Utgatasana, we take the leg like this and the other leg back, right? So here both legs are in the same position as the front legs. Okay, so this is also called the double pigeon sometimes, but it's actually Agni Stambha, fire lord posture. Okay, now Kurmasana. So try as much as you can. You're gonna first sit like this. You're bending your knees. Now you're gonna bring your hands and place them. Take them out. Okay, keep pulling your knees in. My toes are like sort of out, and then you start to push the feet out, and see how close to the floor you can come. Yeah, so try that. First attempt, just try your best. Yeah, Ritika, bring the knees closer to your body, like keep them tight, like snug against the body, right? As much as you can. Keep them snug inside the body. Yeah. Reni, hands under your knees. Take the arms wide. Yes, like that. Good. Good, Sachin. Tejasvi, bring the feet closer to each other. Yes, that's good, Nidhi. Keep pushing the legs forward. Yeah. Good, guys. Yeah. Satya, what's happening? We're doing Kurmasana. Kurmasana. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, come up. So when I was in Pune, one of the years, there were I was menstruating, and when you're menstruating in Pune, you're supposed to tell your teacher that I'm menstruating, and they give you a different sequence. There's a different sequence for menstruating women, and for like the whole 3-4 days, whatever, you do very easy things, and but Kurmasana is one thing that you should do when you're menstruating. And you should do it on the floor. And that's what they told me. That you take the mat out and you allow the, your body to be grounded, first of all. Because when you're menstruating, sometimes you're just all over the place. So number one, the best thing about Kurmasana is first, the whole idea of opening up. Like I cannot do Kurmasana if my groin is tight. The whole thing I taught you about opening the glutes and relaxing the groin, you cannot do the Kurmasana if you don't understand that concept. Regardless of how flexible you are, you could be very flexible, but if your groin is tight, you will not be able to extend both legs as much as is required. Because there is going to be a limit. Eventually, you will have to relax the groin, you'll have to open the glutes to go further down, right? So that's one thing, it helps physically in opening the lower body. Number two, because you're grounded, you're close to the floor, it has a mental thing also, like it helps you in grounding yourself. So, for those of you who can't come all the way down in Kurmasana and you really want to practice, you could just do this also. Okay, relax the forehead. Maybe not on this, not like a hard block, but on a bolster, you could relax your forehead. And yeah, of course, it's an advanced asana. But yes, this is one asana that even menstruating women can do, and it's really beneficial for them. So next time you're menstruating, you should actually try this. It works better than Bhatt also. Especially if you have lower back pain and if you have tightness in the body when you're menstruating. Yeah? So we'll try it once more and then we'll relax. Tejasvi, you have to get your feet together. Okay, one more thing guys. See, in this posture, it's very common to do this. Okay, but my legs should not go out like that. This becomes a different asana. Your legs have to stay very narrow. Your knees have to hug your body like a kurma, like a turtle. Like you see, like a turtle is only the hands come out, like the legs are not out for a turtle, only like the hands are out. Like that's how it's supposed to be. The majority of its body is concentrated in the center under its shell. Okay, so let's try that once again. And if you have any questions, I'll take them after the class. Yeah. So try once again Kurmasana. Yes, Tejasvi, roll the thighs in, push them down. Yes, Monica. Monica, place your hands on the floor. Yes, like that. Yes. Good. Good, Reni. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. Good, guys. Good. Come on. Good. Is anyone feeling pain in the lower back? Okay. Sometimes, if you practice this asana without warming up, and this is, by the way, is an intermediate to advanced asana. It's not a beginner's asana. Yet, today we did not do so many variations. See, we did not do too many asanas before we went to an advanced asana. The reason for that is that the technique, if you use the right technique, you only need to do a few variations before you can even do an advanced asana. You could do like a million asanas without any technique and without really thinking about it and still not be able to do an intermediate or advanced asana. But you could do 5 asanas with the correct technique, like with opening the hip, with widening the glute, widening your thighs, and you can still do an intermediate asana. Technique matters. That's what I'm trying to say. Technique matters. The number of asanas don't matter. And you have all been able to do this asana, like even though we didn't spend so much time on doing like many other asanas before this. Okay? So, but sometimes if you do it without proper warm-up, then you may get pain in the lower back. It again relates to how tight your groin is, how tight you are keeping your groin, how tight your glutes are, how much are you keeping them tight, instead of relaxing them and allowing them to go forward. Okay? Make sense? Alright. Okay. Now lie down with something under your head and we'll just relax the back a little bit before we go into the Shavasana. Yeah. Actually, let's do the Chatushpadasana. So remove the thing that's under your head. Yeah, remove that thing. And you're going to bend your knees and hold your ankles. Yeah, we'll just do like a complementary movement. Yeah. Now, slowly lift your hips up. Lift the hips up. Roll the shoulders underneath you. And again, remember, do not tighten the glutes. Do not tighten the groin. Instead, focus on your thighs pushing down. There is a tendency for whenever you want to push down or whenever you want to do something, you tighten your core. But no, that's not what you do. You should engage the core. Okay, come down. We'll do this 2 more times. Again, lift up. Lift up. Roll the shoulders in. Keep the glutes wide as you lift the hip up. So imagine the entire width of the hip is lifting up. Yes, come down. And we'll do it 1 more time. Lift the hips up. Good. And come down. Good. And now extend the legs out. You can now place something under your head. And relax. Relax the body. So that you can keep your knees bent if you want. Don't worry about straightening them. In Shavasana also, widen the hips, widen your shoulders, shoulder blades. Allow the maximum surface area of your back to be in touch with the floor. Gently bring your awareness back into your own body. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Move your face from side to side. Yep, turn to the right. With your left hand, bring yourself up to any comfortable seated meditative asana. Sit with your back straight, your shoulders relaxed, your eyes closed. Bring your hands together in the Namaskar Mudra. Start rubbing your hands together and place them on your closed eyelids. Rub your hands across your face and with a few blinks, open your eyes. Thank you. Now let me unmute you guys in case anyone has any questions. Any questions? Yes, Raji.
When I was doing KURMASANA, right, and I put my legs, the hands down, automatically the legs are going out.
Yeah. Yes, that happens. So that is, you have to, like, it's an internal rotation of the legs also. It does take time. That's why you have to, like, the way to handle that is you can either use a rope to tie your feet together, okay? Or you keep the thighs as close to your body, as close to your shoulders as you can. Work on getting the chest between the legs, okay? Yeah, so then your hands are out and the legs are sort of like holding your body in. Yeah, and then you lengthen. So that's how. But yeah, the rope trick works. You tie your feet together, like make a loop of the rope and tie your feet together and then come forward. But
when I start going down, it goes like that.
Yes. So the belt will help in that. Like it'll keep the legs close. And what happens a lot of times is that students tend to take the legs wide apart and then come forward. But that becomes like Upavishta Konasana, which we do in the beginning, like where we widen the legs. So that's not right. You have to keep the legs. So if you imagine, like these are my shoulders. So like just a little bit more than my shoulders, you know. So if you look at me, my face and my legs are supposed to be here. It's like my face and my feet are supposed to be here. And my arms are out to the side. That's what it's supposed to look like.
But in the preparatory posture, I was able to feel my groin expansion. I was able to feel my hip expansion.
Good.
But when this is like, it's like going like that.
Yeah. So I wanted to show you guys this idea. You know, this opening of the glute, the muscles, you know, like really wide. I wanted to show you that. And as long as you, when you practice it again, as long as you remember that, you know, it'll come. It'll come.
Right in the room.
Cool. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, Satya.
The glutes, Pragya, I want to know exactly when you say the hamstring, when you say it's behind your thigh.
Yes.
Running down to the back of your knee, under your buttock. So when you say glutes, is it the back, or is it the lowest part of the lower back, or is it the buttock, or is it the top of the thigh?
It's your butt. It's your butt muscles. The entire butt muscles.
Okay, not the sides. We are talking only the back then. Side
No. Yeah, sides also. So it's the entire muscle from here, all these muscles. Because there's gluteus maximus, they're different, but it's the entire thing. It is the entire butt muscle, like the butt cheek. The entire, yeah, it's the entire thing. Yeah. It's like this really hard, like there's a lot of muscle there. It's hard to tone. It's stiff. The more these squats you do, the more tight they get, but more toned. It's very difficult to manage these muscles. And these muscles are what cause back pain and stiffness in the lower back, more than anything else. Yeah.
One follow-up question. Which is the groin muscle?
The groin is like inside, so between the thighs, in the like between the thighs. So your perineum, you know, your private organs, all of that is the groin. When I say inner groin, it's on like where your legs meet your like private organs, like it's on the sides. Yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah. And also, like if you were to hold, like when we do Mool Bandha, you know, we used to do Mool Bandha in class, and you have to go to the bathroom, but you really have to hold it tight. That is those are the groin muscles. Okay, so on the right side is the right groin, left side is the left groin. Inner groin, right inner, left inner, those are the groin muscles. And that's what you try to open when you do any side bend, Trikonasana, warrior pose. You're trying to open the groin muscles as well. You try in Mool Bandha, you're tightening, but when you do an asana, then you don't hold them tight. You know, you allow them to relax and you open. Yeah.
Pragya, when you hold a brick between your thighs, when you're trying that movement, so does that also allow your glute muscles to open up?
Yes.
So it's an opposite thing. So once you try to get your thigh muscles in, automatically your glutes open up.
Yes. Yeah. And you have to be able to really do that. So we've been doing this thing since the beginning, right? But now your awareness is reaching higher and higher and deeper and deeper. You know, like before you would not, you couldn't have reached the glute muscles. Like, you know, you wouldn't have been able to. But now, because that is automatic, you know, you're able to go deeper into the body to do that. Yeah, good. Anything else? Yeah, Nidhi.
So in daily way, how can we open the glutes? Like in normal, like walking or anything, by doing normal things, how can you make it open? Not like doing yoga. I mean, sit and...
Yeah, no, see, you have to do yoga. Yoga is the antidote to the wear and tear of regular life on your body. You know,
okay.
So like if somebody runs, then we say you should do yoga, you know, to counteract the effects of running. Even if somebody goes for a long walk, for instance, you know, even then you have to counteract by doing yogasanas. Don't look at it as like yoga, just look at it maybe even as stretching if you want, you know, but it has to be done. You have to do that. Yeah, every day. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, so guys, my timetable has come. I'll be out in August from the 5th to the 17th. Okay, so Sachin will be taking over the classes. All right. So you've been in Sachin's class before, and he has a different style of teaching, but it's quite interesting and very different. So yeah, so Sachin is logged in right now, and yeah, so that's from the 15th to the 17th of next month. Yeah. Yeah, so he'll be taking the morning classes and the evening classes. All right. Okay. All right, guys. See you then. See you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye. Bye.